Good.
So, I imagine maybe the offensive line perspective of the conditions and everything from last Saturday was different than when you're trying to throw a ball or catch a ball. What was that like?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was pretty surreal playing that type of weather. I mean, I think they said it was like 67 mile per hour winds at some point. Rain was coming in sideways. You couldn't really throw the ball, so you were dealing with 9 guys in the box because they knew you couldn't throw it. So it was just tough conditions to play in, and I'm just happy with the way our guys responded. And we were able to play, and we got the win and got out of there.
When you've looked at the film this week and trying to improve this run game, what are the major things that stick out that you better this week?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has to be better. It's always just there's always one block or one thing that went wrong, and we're always one thing away. So it's just this week is honing in, doing your job, and that's something we preach, and that's something we should live by now. Just be able to do your job and do it effectively to make sure the play works. Do your 111th.
Luke, as the game went on and as CJ became a factor in the run game, and then some of the Jets with the Mecca, you guys still finished with 6 yards per carry. Line got rolling a little bit. Do you feel as disappointed as it sounds, or were there positives to take out of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think the sky's not falling, even though everyone else thinks it is. We know what we're capable of, and it was a tough game. I mean, they knew that we couldn't throw the ball, and they stacked the box. So when you have that playing against you, it's kind of hard. You can't block everybody. So for us, once CJ got involved, that was another kinetic comfort that they weren't ready for, and you saw how that affected them. So that was huge. CJ's a great dynamic athlete. So for us to have him being able to carry the ball and run the ball, and of course once mine and Mac got into the game a little bit and started getting rolling, you said we averaged 6 yards a carry, and even though it wasn't pretty, the expectation around here is to win, and we did that, and we got out of there.
You mentioned Otto's second, Ryan was talking about how competitive standpoint, things like that. Now that it's November, the CFP rankings, big game at the end of the month, a lot of distractions. Just with competitive standpoint, how much does that kind of drive you guys with this bigger game at the end of the month? But you guys still have to focus on your opponent that we just have you guys rely on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way we attack it is just every week is a new week. We know how precious every one of these games are. Something we learned last year that you're not guaranteed next week. We're not guaranteed anything. The CFP rankings are great and all. We're number 2, but they don't mean anything right now until just January or December, whenever that first game is. So for us, it's just attacking every week. Like we're 0-0, and we got to go win and survive in advance.
How does that game, playing in something like that, make the offensive line better for this week, next week, moving forward?
Yeah, for us, it's just the ability now that, like, God forbid we ever get into another rainy game or good weather crisis or whatever it might be, we're ready because we've been through it. So just having that at our belt loop will always help.
Did it feel like a crisis?
I mean, the weather certainly did. I've never really experienced anything staying outdoors like that. Usually I prefer to go inside when something like that's happening. But yeah, I mean, pre-game I threw the ball up and it landed 10 yards away. So, I mean, the wind was unreal. So for us, I mean, it wasn't a crisis, but it was definitely severe weather.
What's it like when you're getting ready to, you get down for the snap and the ball just rolls away?
Yeah, it was weird. A few times I looked down and the refs looking at me, where's the ball? And it was rolling down the field. I mean, that just goes to show you how much wind there was, even on the ground. So, yeah, I mean, I think we almost got a delay game at one point for it because I went to snap and the ball wasn't there. I'm trying to run and pick it up in a tempo situation. So, yeah, it was really, really weird just how windy it was.
Coach Day talked about he didn't want the snap to go over CJ's head in the shotgun position. How much did that change what you guys wanted to do on game day, doing a lot more under center stuff?
I think we kind of filtered into the game plan going in, knowing that it was going to be windy and that the ball could maybe get jolted around in the shotgun snap. So I think we're prepared for it. I mean, CJ's a great under center. Me and him it's ease now. We don't really think about it. So, yeah, I mean, just we had a few plays under center that we could get to if the wind was really that bad. But I think for the most part, the ball wasn't really affected, so it didn't really matter.
Luke, I know that building toughness was a big point of emphasis for you guys this offseason. Do you guys feel like you're where you need to be there, or do you guys still need to get tougher?
Yeah, I think we've built a lot of toughness from where we are at last year, and it's every week. It doesn't stop. There wasn't like a line like, all right, this is how tough we need to be. I think every week is just being tough and showing up every day. I mean, it's week 11, week 10 now in college football, and we all came here for one reason, and that was to win a national championship. And for us, we're now 9-0. We're only 6 teams in the country that could say that, and that's tough. That's tough to do. So for us, it's every week coming in and trying to be tougher. How much tougher can you be? So for us, that's the goal every week.
For people who maybe question whether you guys can win games at that level, what would your message be?
I mean, turn on the tape last year, we won. That's only the expectation around here is to win. And we did that, and we got out of the Windy City.
Well, that toughness meter, can you only judge that at the end of the season? I mean,
Yeah,
once
that's the only time. I mean, I think where all the chips fall where they're going to fall, and hopefully we're hoisting the big trophy at the end. That's the only really the point. The toughest team's going to win every given Saturday. So for us, it's just that's the measure. It's how tough can you be week in and week out.
You mentioned some of the plays that didn't work. It's just one missed block each time. Is there a frustration level with you in terms of that? Like, if it's just one thing, let's clean that up.
Yeah, I think it's that exactly. It's a frustration. Like, oh, we're just one away. It's not like we're a bunch of things away or a bunch of things are going wrong and like we're missing a lot of stuff. It's just that one thing. So for us, I mean, it's a good and bad. I mean, it's a good thing that we're only one away, but it's also frustrating because you're one away. So it's just how can you get that one thing better, and whether it's mental toughness, physical toughness, whatever it might be, to be able to execute your job when your number's called.
Are there things that you guys think maybe you guys were doing better as run blockers earlier in the year, or are you just facing better competition?
No, I think for us, I mean, last week was an anomaly when you had 8-9 guys in the box every single play, and we only got 5 to 6 guys, 7 guys if we're in a big package to block them. So you're always down a guy, and sometimes you got to be able to make a guy miss, or there's always going to be a free guy. So sometimes when you're playing an anomaly game like that was last week, there's nothing that we're doing better or worse. It's just how do we get better every week.
How much?
CJ running the ball kind of opens some things up for you guys. How much does that help you guys as an offensive lineman when there is another guy back there that the defense has to account for?
I mean, that's huge. I mean, it doesn't really matter for us as we're blocking for the run, or if it's called QB run. It doesn't really matter, but for us, just having him that they also have to account for is going to be huge. I mean, he's a very dynamic athlete, as everyone saw. So once defense had to start playing for that, and then you have to spy a guy or keep a guy on the outside just in case he pulls it, or read a DN, that DN just can't pinch hard. I mean, it's going to make that a tougher game plan for the defensive staff on the other team.
there were some good things you guys did in the run game too. It wasn't
Yeah,
all bad.
yeah, no, that's I mean, that's how, like I said before, the sky's not falling, even though everyone makes it think it is. We know how good we are, we know how good we can be, and for us, we look forward every Saturday trying to prove that.
Are you looking forward to not having 8 or 9 guys in the box this week?
Yeah, no, definitely. This week they're going to have to try to cover Marv, Emeka, Julian, and all those guys. So for us, knowing that, definitely takes some pressure off.
When you look across the line of scrimmage and you see 9 guys, maybe even more in the box, is there feeling like, well, we're on done here?
Yeah. I mean, not so much. Even when I see that, it's like, all right, like, like we just gotta go block them and do your job. At some point, at some time, one's gonna hit one guy, and the other team's not gonna do their job. So for us, it's just keep pounding away at the rock, and eventually something will pop.
How much emphasis is there been on short yardage?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had 3 short yardage periods today alone. So for us, we know how big that is. And for me, like, we're on the field, I always tell my guys, the money down right now. So we got to go get money and keep the drive alive.
You would think that offensive linemen would like to be in that situation where all you get to do all day is run block, because then you can kind of bully guys.
Yeah.
But is there a I guess a disadvantage of being in a situation where all you can actually do is run the ball?
Yeah, no, I mean, for us, it was a dream come true. All we got to do is be able to run the ball. But like you said, when all you can do is run the ball, it makes it a little tougher because they know what your limitations are as well. So, I mean, it's kind of strength against strength. And we were happy that we were able to just come out with the win.
Is that where
Last 2 questions.
Because especially the 5 who's consistently out there, you guys, just the stamina stuff.
No, I think we're in really great shape. I think Coach Mick, I mean, usually anybody who's ever played sports in any game, you get your wing going a little bit, you might get out of breath the first drive or 2, and then once you're in the thick of the game, you're not even thinking about it. You're in great shape. So for us, I don't think any of that matters.
Luke, we're going to be
Last
talking to
question.
Is 3 short yardage periods normal? Is that more than you typically do?
Yeah, I mean, it's more than you typically do. Usually you have a period of 2, but this week it's a major emphasis for us, so we're really attacking it hard.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Luke.